Happy Wednesday, everybody. Good afternoon. Afternoon. It's afternoon for me now. Today's video is about Tectone and does he even lift, bro? I've realized that this guy tried to dunk on a lot of people for not lifting and being fat, and I've realized recently he has no muscle tone. So that's what our video is going to be about today. Like I've realized that he is has some rabid followers. He has a lot of rabid followers. M'Lady Defense Force is out heavy today. They are heavy. And M'Lady is a dude. But man, oh man, does he have his defense force out. And I want to address a few comments because I think there's some confusion here. Like wing cucks in general are just not very smart people. But both sides, like the extremist rightoids and the extremist leftoids, seem to think if you disagree with anything in their little really weird perverted world that you must immediately be all for the other side. So I get comments like, "You're a liberal. Are you really a girl? Are you really a girl? Do you even just well, we should ask what she identifies as." No, dummy. I'm not a liberal. Nope. And I am a real girl, a very real XX girl. But they seem to think like because you don't agree with M'Lady being Tectone, you must immediately be on the liberal side. And when I was shitting on the women on the other videos, the liberals were like, "Oh, you must be MAGA. You must be MAGA." No, no, I hate them too. No, I don't like extremists. Believe it or not, the intelligent world does not follow any one team blindly. We like some from this team, we like something from this team. We are what you call radical centrists. We have thoughts and opinions that aren't just about following some weird team, blue or red, on the internet. So I am neither, just FYI. Let's see. What else? Oh, somebody asked if I know what slander is. I do indeed. I know what slander is. Somebody said like facts or something. Facts? Here's some facts. I don't have a protective order against me. There's a fact. What else? What else are we having? I have everybody going at me all at once. I have Asmongold fans who obviously didn't even watch the video because they keep telling me that I'm attacking Asmon, and I'm not attacking Asmon. I actually agree with Asmon about, like I said, 80% of the time. I agree with some of what a lot of what he says, but I don't watch him a lot because he's got a really huge rightoid audience, and I can't stand rightoids, so I don't really watch him for too long. I'm not a Mizkif fan. I don't hate Mizkif. I don't dislike him. I've never really watched Mizkif, so I don't. I'm not a Mizkif shill. I'm not paid by Mizkif either. I do think that Mizkif Demon Mode is hilarious as fuck, and I don't care. You cannot tell me, even if you're a Tectone fan, you cannot tell me some of the shit he has done isn't hilarious. Like putting Pinkchyu's picture up on his stream all around Tectone's head and then putting a shirt on Tectone. Come on, man. That stuff is hilarious. That is hilarious. So anyway, on to the topic of this video. The topic of this video, I do want to backtrack a bit, and I'm rambling a bit, but I do want to say that this is not aimed at people who are going to the gym and trying, and maybe, maybe you're a little chubby, or maybe you want to gain some muscle, you're a skinny guy, or whatever it might be. This is not aimed at you. I am not shitting on anybody who's going to the gym. I want everybody to feel like this is aimed at the guy who abuses women, the guy who, in his divorce documents, it says that he used his wife, ex-wife, and he has a protective order against him for abusing his ex-girlfriend, and now he can't even talk about her. But he makes sure to let us all know that women are whores with his girlfriend in the house, his fiance, his perfect fiance. Like, girl, what are you doing? You are gonna marry that? You're gonna be a single mom, and by the way, I think what I'm gonna do is I've had my own guesses. Like, is she even gonna marry him? Or is she gonna like do the Google Docky thing in a few years and tell us all how she was abused and like boo-hoo, he won't pay for child support. I wonder if that's what's gonna happen. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'll link it in the description. Let's do a poll. How long do you think it will be before Sophia drops the Google Docky? Like, my guess is it's going to take a couple years because I think she's going to take a beating for a while. So I, I say like 2 to 4 years. That's my guess anyway. But I'll put the poll and everybody else should vote on how long you think it'll take. And then we can visit it in like 2 years, unless it happens earlier and then I'm wrong and somebody else will be right. Anyway, on to this Tectone Even Lift, bro. Going back and down the rabbit hole, I saw that Tectone likes to shit on people because they don't work out. But that was back when he had like his manic obsessive. He was very obsessed with whether or not people were working out because he was working out. And like I said, he seems to not only get like manic, schizophrenic focused on this one thing. It's not enough for him to work towards this one thing. He has to shit on everybody else who doesn't have this one thing or isn't doing this one thing. He said he was going to the gym, and I saw like he likes to say, "Do you even lift? Like, I can lift this much. I bet you can't even lift this much. I can lift this much." And I know like when he was supposed to leave the internet and never actually did. Back when he was like, guys, I have to leave the internet because of, he said it was for his mental health. And then like Mythic dropped him. After Mythic dropped him, he kind of went silent for a little while, but he made sure to announce to everybody every single day that people were talking about him. I mean, I guess maybe it was true, but back then I wasn't really watching him as much. And he would shit on people for not lifting, and he would show everybody, look, I'm lifting. But I'm watching these videos. By the way, Snaky Leaf is absolutely hilarious. You have to follow him. You have to follow him for Tectone. He's great. I love him. He's so snarky.
1 to 10 on whether you believe it or not.
See,
or like how good it is.
Look at here. Look at here. There is no freaking muscle tone. Look. There is no muscle tone here. Now, I will say that I go to the gym myself, and I mean, I'm a girl, a real girl, so I'm not going to be able to lift as much. But even from my benching and curls and things, like I flex my arm and I have muscle tone. I have muscle tone. And this guy has like no muscle tone. This guy is essentially skinny fat. He shits on everybody because they can't lift, but I think he just kind of doesn't really lift. He was just lifting for that short amount of time, but I think he quit a long time ago, and he's just basically skinny fat. And I do agree with Mizkif that you got to put on a shirt, bud. You got to put on
a shirt. Actually, it's a different shirt, jackass, and I don't expect some fucker like you.
See, like no muscle tone. Like if you lift and you have you bench, like right here, all of right here, like right here should have some muscle tone. Like right here should have some muscle tone. His arms should have some muscle tone. There should be some muscle tone here. There's nothing. There's nothing.
You to notice, okay? It's different. So the reason why I'm late, and this is real, I had sleep paralysis.
He has very much like the basic male tone here. You can see the very basic, because all men are more muscular than women, right? Like girls usually have like skinny arms with no definition whatsoever. But then they start to work out and they get a little muscle, a little bicep and a little tricep. But men always have a little bit of muscle tone. He has that little bit that men just naturally have.
last night for the first time in forever. It was freaky as fuck. I went to bed on time. I went to bed at like 11:30, right? Not too bad. Bro, middle of the night, I realized that I'm dreaming. There's demons whispering in my fucking ear.
Oh my God. See, that's the schizophrenia. That's the schizophrenia. Demons whispering in your ear. What? Sophia. Sophia, do you hear this? Sophia. And also, like, something else I've noticed. I was watching the video from yesterday that I made with Sophia coming on his stream, and he does the same thing he did to Fream and Pinkchyu, where he would do like, honey, honey, and he would ask a question, right? And he would ask a question, and in his face, you could tell he was expecting the right answer. But I noticed like he seems to be on this we're really rich kick, we're really rich kick. And he was in this particular video, he was asking Sophia if we were rich because he was super upset and seething that what's his face? Nick D'Andros or Diorio? Nick Diorio had wondered why he only made 30K on something like 12 million views or something like that, but it had been shorts and there's really no money in shorts. He seemed to be seething hard about this because a guy like this, it's all about money, right? It's all about money. We already know from his divorce talks that it's unfortunate anatomy, some unfortunate anatomy, and he's disgusted by what he needs to have if he really wants to have a baby. So I noticed that he calls her up and he's like, "Hey, are we rich? Or no, are we poor? No, are we poor?" And she seems to always have both on and off camera. She's like, "Sweetie, we're really rich, sweetie. We're really rich. Please don't pull out the whiteboard. We're really rich. We're really rich." And he does the same thing to her that he did to Freem and Pinkchyu, where he would ask questions. He almost like would expect a response, and if they didn't respond, they would have some kind of argument, or he would treat the girl badly. So it's almost like Sophia's like, okay, I gotta say the right thing. I gotta say the right thing to this guy, or he's gonna get out the whiteboard after he shoves my face in his crotch. We know that. We know this from his was it the protective order or the divorce docs? It was one of those. We already know this. Yeah, facts. Facts, guys. This is facts.
Telling me that I'm gonna die, I don't deserve to live, I can't fucking move, I'm stuck in this fucking dream while I know I'm awake. Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
Yeah, this guy, like, if he doesn't do something about the schizophrenia, it's just gonna keep getting worse. And he said he was gonna play video games. There's one of the clips from Sneaky Lift. He's like, "Guys, I'm going to Rumble. I'm going to Rumble, guys. Like, we're gonna do everything. We're gonna start fresh. We're gonna play some games. We're gonna like chill." And all he does is get on for 2 hours and rant about women are whores, his schizophrenic episodes, and seething about what some streamers said about him. Either I don't know, Mizkif or Nicholas Diorio. Like all that's all he does. That's all he does. Or he always has to add in the part where he tells everybody about how rich and wonderful he is. And then like he has to flex about his sex life because for some reason, I guess he doesn't realize we've all read the divorce docs. And you're like, what are you talking about, dude? We all know this isn't true. But I also think it's not so true he works out. I think he just like lost a lot of weight and now he's skinny fat. Maybe he just wanted to emulate Asmongold.
So then I was shaken up like fucking crazy from this shit. So then I went at 11:30. I had sleep paralysis at 2 a.m. I woke up at 2 a.m. I had to viciously masturbate. I had to viciously fucking masturbate.
Well, we know you only need 2 fingers for that, Tectone. We know you only need a couple fingers for that. But I don't really want to watch that
Offline
shit.
chat. Valen, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take the most frequent criticism and improvements you want for Rumble, compile them into a list. I will deliver that list to the CEO of Rumble.
See, he's very important. He's the CEO of Rumble. And which brings me to something I noticed that a lot of people in my comments commented on my followers and my views and things like that because again, like people are like, my streamer has 1 million viewers, my streamer has 1 million followers. I guess they feel like that's a flex. And I don't really like to shit on anybody about followers or view count. I just enjoy a streamer or watch their videos or whatever. But since everybody wanted to point out followers, I thought it would be fun to look at M'Lady's their M'Lady follower count. Let's look at M'Lady's follower count since it's very important to all of the defense force. So let's look at Tectone's Twitch. 948,000 followers. I think we should give him a little bit of a boost. Let's say it's 1 million. Let's say it's 1 million. He's close. He's close. Relatively speaking, he's close to 1 million followers. Now, he left Twitch because he decided to say a slur on Twitch. Now, even the dumbest of the dumb know you can't say certain things on Twitch. We know you can't say certain things on Twitch, but somehow he thought he was Asmongold, I guess, and decided to say a slur on Twitch, which, let's be fair, even Asmongold knows you can't say certain things on Twitch. He decides to say a slur on Twitch and he gets temp ban for, was it a month or 2 weeks? It was a while because it was just so stupid. I'm sure like whoever was looking at his violation was like, did you really say this? Like, that's just stupid. Let's give him a month just for being stupid. So he gets banned, and then of course he has to rant about Hasan. Like his video after getting banned was ranting about Hasan. We all know there's a double standard. We know there's a double standard. We all know, like, Hasan gets away with saying some shit. I don't personally think Asmongold should have gotten banned or temp banned the last 2 times he got temp banned, but it happened for, like, fuzzy reasons. Tectone's ban was, like, black and white. What you said, what? Like, that was just stupid. And actually, I think I was on his stream or watching his stream when it happened. I remember him saying it. I was just like, dude, can you say that on Twitch? But I thought like maybe he's a big streamer. And in context, like he he didn't say it at somebody. He was referencing like a story or something. So I thought like maybe they allow that sort of thing. No, he got banned and it was stupid, but he had to rant about Hasan afterwards because why not? It's always Hasan's fault. So he goes to kick. He goes to kick. 53.5K followers. Now, again, I really don't care about follower count when it comes to all this kind of stuff. I'm just spitting whatever comes to the top of my head. And the comments are always mentioning my follower account. So I figure it's important to M'Lady Defense Force that follower count is big. But here we are with let's say 60K. So he goes from 1 million to 60K. And I wonder if this is when he was like, I need to go hardcore rightoid. I don't know when he actually moved to kick. I do remember him screaming about Hasan and getting banned and then going to kick. But then I guess Rumble offered him a deal. That's got to be it. Now we all know he tried to blame it on getting banned from YouTube. He actually never did get banned from YouTube, and he claimed it was Hasan. Hasan again. We all know it's all Hasan's fault all the time for copyright striking him. And then we realized when he showed the screenshot, it wasn't a copyright strike at all. And YouTube does not like warn you, right? YouTube doesn't say, hey, buddy, if you keep saying this thing, we're going to ban you. No, they just ban you. But apparently he got a warning because again, he used the same slur. He used a slur. You can't say slurs on these platforms. Like, duh. Like, duh. And then we go to Rumble. Now, rumor has it, or like I've seen streamers kind of guess that he probably got a nice deal from Rumble and moved over to Rumble. But the problem with taking an exclusive deal is this: he now has 20K followers. So he went from a million to 20K, which is basically 2% of his following. He has 2% of his following after Twitch. And I don't even know if this was a good move. Like, I realize that he has said it's great to get started on something, like be one of the first adopters. And while I agree with him, Rumble isn't that new, and Rumble doesn't give you much of a difference between their benefits and Kick. Like, I can understand Kick versus Twitch, I can understand Rumble versus Twitch, but I don't see a big deal between Rumble and Kick. And one of the problems with doing something like this is you have to try to get people to move platforms. And that's very, very hard. That's marketing 101. Trying to get people to go from a platform they know and they love and they're familiar with and move over to a platform they know nothing about. And a lot of these platforms, like now everybody wants you to set up an account and then you have to set up 2FA, and some people want you to verify. It's such a pain in the ass now. I could see people like, I'm not even gonna move over to Rumble. I'm just gonna wait for him to come back to Kick, or I'm just gonna drop it, or it's not that important. He doesn't really play games anymore. He just, the funny thing about Tectone is really all he does is he gets on, he talks about like something sexual, I guess, to try to counteract what everybody knows from the divorce documents. And then he talks about his great life and how he's really rich. And then he rants about women being whores for a while. We all know who he's referring to. He's obsessed with his exes. Another red flag, Sophia, another red flag. He is obsessed with his exes. It's not like he has a kid with these people and he has to deal with them every week to visit his kids. It's all done and over with. It's done. It's over. He's a millionaire, sure. I'm sure he doesn't want to pay that girl's that girl's lawyer fees, but he has to. He could just get rid of the money and move on, but he hasn't. He keeps obsessing over it because he's obsessed with his exes. Another red flag, Sophia. When you write that Google Docie, when that Google Docie drops, everybody's going to be like, duh. Nobody's going to be surprised. Everybody's going to be like, do we have to feel sorry for her? Yeah, I guess we do. But seriously, girl, get smart. I know she's not smart, but come on, man. Come on. This is the way he treated two other women before you, two other girls. He's going to do the same thing to you. The cycle of abuse is not going to stop. It's going to continue because this is the way he feels like he can treat women. Maybe he will be a large fish in a small pond. Don't know if that's always the greatest, but who knows? Maybe Rumble will grow. I think Rumble needs to add something of value that you can't get at Kick. Kick had value in that it was the alternative to Twitch. It was very familiar. It's laid out similar to Twitch. It offered incentive, like here you can have more money. It already had some big streamers, and it paid out huge ass streamers to go over there. So Kick, I feel like played it right. Rumble, just getting this douchebag to go over there, it's not enough, and we can see it's not enough because he only has 20K followers, over half less than on Kick, and then he lost a ton of followers when he moved off of Twitch. from 1 million to like around 55K. That's what he got. So he seems to be scrambling, and I know the rightoid pivot is to keep the dumbest of dumb followers, the extremist followers, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But thanks all for listening, and I hope you have a great Wednesday, and I will be back tomorrow, I'm sure. Whenever there's some more drama, I'm going to be there and I'm going to be making a video. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.